Here are some nets of shapes. For each net, put a tick if it folds to make a pyramid, put a cross if it does not. So remember, if we have a pyramid, we'll have a pointy bit at the top. So this shape does not fold to make a pyramid, it will fold to make a cube. This shape here will fold to make a square-based pyramid because we can have the square as our base and then all of our sides will fold up to join at the top. This net here will make a triangle-based pyramid because we can have a triangle at the base and then our sides will fold up so that our pointy bits will join together at the top, and this shape here will not fold to make a pyramid, it will make a triangular prism because we could fold it over to have a triangle at both ends and then rectangles in the middle. This grid is made of hexagons. Draw the reflection of the shaded shape in the mirror line. So we need this shape to be the same on both sides, and the way to do that is to dot the corners. So this point here is half a hexagon from the mirror line, so we can dot half a hexagon from the mirror line on the other side. This point here is one hexagon to the left, so we can go one hexagon to the right and dot the point. And this corner here is two hexagons to the left, so we can go two hexagons to the right, and then we just need to join up our corners so that we've reflected the shape in the mirror line. Tick two cards that give a total of 5. So there are two possible answers for this question. We could tick 3 3/4 and 1 1/4. If we add those, and we can do that without needing to turn them into improper fractions, because 3 plus 1 is 4, and then 3/4 plus 1/4 is 4/4, but 4/4 is the same as 1 whole, and 4 plus 1 is 5. The other possibility is to have 3 1/2 and 1 1/2, because if we add those, 3 plus 1 is 4, 1/2 plus 1/2 is 2 halves, and 2 halves is the same as 1 whole, so again we get a total of 5. The distance from A to B is 3 times as far as from B to C. The distance from A to C is 60 centimetres. Calculate the distance from A to B. Well, A to B is 3 times what B to C is. So to make it easier for us to understand, we can mark 3 lines to get from A to B and then have 1 line to get from B to C, because A to B is 3 times as far. So now we can work out what is the value of each of these lines. Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lines to get from A to C, and that's 60. So if we divide 60 by 4, we know that each of these lines that we've now drawn, or that we have, is 15. So we have 15 in each of these sections here. So from A to B, we have 3 15s, and 3 times 15 is 45. So the distance is 45 centimetres. Then the distance from B to C is 15 centimetres, and 45 is 3 times 15. But 45 and 15 still add up to 60. Here are 4 labels. Even, multiples of 9, not even, not multiples of 9. Write each label in the correct position on the sorting diagram below. So remember, a multiple of a number is in that number's times table. So multiples of 9 are numbers that are in the 9 times table, or numbers that can be divided by 9 without getting a remainder. Even numbers are multiples of 2, numbers in the 2 times table, so numbers that end in 0, 2, 4, 6 or 8. So if we want to find what this box here could be, we need to look at the numbers in these boxes. We have 72, 54, 56 and 84. So all of those numbers are even numbers because they end in 2, 4, 6, 8 or 0. And these numbers 45, 63, 49 and 75 are all not even. They are all odd numbers because they end in 1, 3, 5, 7 or 9. Now to find this box here, we need to look at the two boxes below. We have 72, 54, 63 and 45. So all numbers that are in the 9 times table. So that's multiples of 9. And then this box here is not multiples of 9 because 56, 84, 49 and 75 are not in the 9 times table. Draw 2 more lines on this grid to complete the rectangle. So we have 3 of the corners of our rectangle, and to find where the 4th corner will be, we can spot that from this corner to this corner we go across 2 and up 3. So from this corner, if we go across 2 and up 3, that tells us that our 4th corner will be at this point here. And then all we need to do is draw 2 lines connecting the corners. Grace has a rectangle with sides of 4 centimetres and 5 centimetres. Draw a different rectangle that has the same perimeter. So the perimeter is the total distance around the outside. And with rectangles, we have opposite sides of the same length. So we will have 2 sides of 4 centimetres in Grace's rectangle and 2 sides of 5 centimetres. So that gives a total perimeter of 18 centimetres. So now we need to draw a different rectangle that has a perimeter of 18. So we could have a rectangle with sides of 7 centimetres and 2 centimetres because 7 plus 2 plus 7 plus 2 is 18 as well, so has the same perimeter. Or we could draw a rectangle with sides of 6 centimetres and 3 centimetres because 6 plus 3 plus 6 plus 3 is 18, so that's a perimeter of 18 centimetres. The diagram shows some shapes on a centimetre square grid. Which 2 shapes have the same area as shape A? So remember, the area is the amount of stuff that's in a shape, or the amount of space that a shape takes up. So we can count the number of squares that would be inside each shape. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 halves, so that's 5, because 2 half squares make 1 more whole square. For B, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. For C, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 halves, so that's 5. For D, we have 1, 2, and then half a square at each end, so that's 3 altogether, because our 2 half squares make an extra whole square. And then for E, we have 1, 2, and then 2 halves, so that's 3. So the shapes with the same area as shape A are shape B and shape C, because they both take up 5 squares. Luke buys 750 grams of apples. Each apple weighs between 140 grams and 160 grams. Circle the number of apples that Luke buys. So if each apple is between 140 and 160 grams, then the average weight of an apple will be 150. So that means 2 apples will weigh about 300, because 150 times 2 is 300, and then if we double again, 4 apples will weigh 600, because 300 times 2, or 300 plus 300, is 600. So then, if we add another 150 grams, that's just one more apple, so the number of apples that Luke buys is 5. Chen is cooking some pasta. The recipe says he needs 350 grams of pasta for 4 people. How many kilograms of pasta does he need for 12 people? So 350 grams is for 4 people, but we need to know the weight for 12 people. Now 4 times 3 is 12, so in grams we can work out 350 times 3. That gives us 1050 grams, but we need the weight in kilograms. So to change grams to kilograms, we divide by 1000, because there are 1000 grams in 1 kilogram. To divide by 1000, what we can do is put the decimal point at the end, copy it down, and then move the digits 1, 2, 3 squares to the right, because there are 3 zeros in 1000. So that gives us 1.050, but we don't need to write zeros on the end of decimals. We can just write 1.05 as our answer. Now the easier way to divide by 1000, if you have a weight in grams, is to just move the decimal point from the end 1, 2, 3 squares this way, and then again we get 1.050, which we can just write as 1.05.